Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting, riveting and amazing spectacular Propagandacast from your host and Pearl Dane, the one, the only master propaganda hero, psych defender of the fatherland, off you to a glorious 1v1 own, you guessed it, it is Amilly Fields in the north, it is Jimmy, funny here for America, freedom, democracy, here taking on the role of the 3rd Armour Division here with Urban Assault, Tactical Support and Rifle Company with M20 and Infantry Machine Gun Bullets Master South, it is Angreifen himself, fighting for the Oberkommando Germany, Deutschland. Here with the Panzerlehr Panzerdivision with Grand Offensive, Overwatch and Elite Armored with Triple Infantry. And as always, a big hearty thanks to my page supporters, these champions, these heroes of the Propagandacaster, the wife that supported with the hard-earned money. You too can join the ranks by pledging on Patreon and earning eternal gratitude from me, or you can donate via PayPal. Links in the description. Always in a comment, like, share, subscribe, press the bell button, help the Propagandacast out in other ways. Double fault is here versus Dov Reifman. We'll have, of course, see what Angreifen here commits to versus Jimmy. Fun fact about the Panzerlehr Panzerdivision, it was actually a fairly interesting elite division. It was made to be elite. Specifically, what they did is they would comb through a lot of the German training units to form up a sort of elite unit made up of like instructional cadres and veterans. Creating that way, you know, fairly elite units sort of right from scratch. On top of that, it received a lot of equipment right off the bat. So for example, it was one of the few German Panzer Division to have each of its, Panzer Grenadier battalions fully equipped with armoured half-tracks. They proceeded to lose most of them in Normandy, but on paper, it was actually quite impressive. Sturmpinius in West was their first engagement with Eastern Side. Rapsport was the Volksgrenadiers. Truckling forwards there, Sambeck sees, Angreifen swinging eastwards there, and so is Jimmy, both looking to hit that eastern field point. And we do get lead armoured here for Angreifen, featuring the 221 armoured car, emergency repairs, the Panzer Commander, heat shells, and the Sturmtiger. Third route on the way there. Crushing forward for the truck is interesting move there by Angreifen, very interesting. Looking to disrupt his opponent perhaps, or just to remove cover here and there. Definitely not something I've seen out of the Oberkommando in a long time to see it being used that aggressive. That's like more like the very early days where the truck was actually kind of busted, in particular since you just got them for free. The early days of Oberkommando West. An absolute nightmare. Anyway, Sandbags here and there in the east. Again, very aggressive post spearheaded by that schwerer Wehrmacht-Schlepper. Sturmpioneer charging west against the east and Schubrafsquad. That's going to be immediately treated here for Angreifen. 2-1 almost done. An additional one thing to know about the Germans is it wasn't actually uncommon for them to like send smaller instructional units out to a Lehrbattalion and out to the front line. For example, using Italy as an example, they would actually like, for example, I think they're fighting in Anzio. They had amongst other things, I think it was a artillery Lehrbattalion. I think it was either a pioneer unit or a sort of reconnaissance unit, sort of Lehrabteilung there. And for example, in Stalingrad, they would actually send pioneer Lehrabteilung, Lehrbattalion, and sort of assist there as well. So a few fun facts there about those as well, as those part of the German training system where instead of like, holding people back from the front line to update the curriculum, they would instead send the instructors and teachers to the front line to that way update the curriculum. So little fun fact though. And it's 2-1 engagement relations there, falls with the rough squad here, swing towards the centre and more or less secured east, although he moved too fast from the eastern nations here. Bit on the other side there, Angreifen, great here of course for Jimmy. We'll of course have to see what Jimmy responds to here with the 2-1 here from Angreifen. Of course, with the arrival of that, he knows it is elite armoured, no other doctrine features it. It also means he's aware there's going to be a Sturmtiger like at some point. There's also a chance of heat shells and other things, so it adds a lot there to sort of Jimmy's calculations here in the early game versus Angreifen. And could, I think, be more like to say push him into rifle companies, and the ECH could be one way of challenging him, or I guess Urban Assault Company with the Sherman with the bulldozer blades is also an option there. Tactical Support, I think, might sort of be the less sort of suited one for taking it on, maybe, but that's just me. So anyway, struck there ready. We'll have to see what it sets up for. Battlefield Headquarters, mechanized for the options there for Angreifen. 2-1 turning into the rifle squad there. Folks there falling back here. It's fixing up while repairing. A nice little combo there. And we do get the Battlefield Headquarters here for Angreifen. No surprise to me, the vast majority of Oberkommando's players at the moment are very much firmly wedded to the Battlefield Headquarters. It's just currently very efficient. Get your healing, get you the flak half track, light infantry guns if you need them. Meanwhile, Jamie is in fact living up to his bullets and rushing out the M20 utility car here. It's going to put some pressure on Angreifen with that. Head back at the 2-1. Not bad there. We'll have to see the upgrades to the 2-3. Maybe secures himself some extra resources here versus Jimmy. Eastern fuel pulling seats for the echelons. Flying some barbed wire there to deny cover. Very good there from Jimmy. Thumbs up. Battlefield Headquarters right about down there for Angreifen. 2-1 there. No, of course, the Panzer will not access, I think, any 2-1 or 2-2 armoured cars. It's platoon. Reconnaissance, I think, was firmly made up of heavy armoured cars, or even like reconnaissance tanks like the looks. Because, well, you know, they could actually get those. But, you know, a small detail there. M51 here on the way for Jimmy, the Stuart light tank. Ground Western Field point away from Jimmy and the 3rd Armoured Division. 8 kills on the 2-1 so far, getting some good damage with his machine gun there on top. Full to push back. He's got a big swing here from Jimmy. An MD-34 team would be, I think, an excellent addition here for Angreifen versus Jimmy. Close to 32 there on the 2-1, which does give it a boost to accuracy and thus lethality. Full swing to flank here, very good. No upgrades yet there, so can't upgrade him, say, with a Sturmgewehr 44, which of course would be an excellent upgrade here for Angreifen troops. 2-1 there, ever close to 32. Should probably focus on the Rifle Squad on the wrong side of the heavy cover. The squad moving in there. Anti-tank rifle grenades ready here. Heavy fun here. There go. Brandhand grenade. Rifle Squad's being singed, burnt, and scorched. Gonna hit an anti-tank rifle grenade there. Won't take out the 2-1, but will slow down Angreifen's their future motorized conquest. Betty to the gain though, which again does increase its accuracy, making more lethal versus the infantry as more shots are bound to hit. Sturm Pioneer being engaged with the Stuart light tank. Obviously cancels the M20 in favour of the Stuart. Rushing forwards with that little light tank here, pursuing the Sturm Pioneer is quite aggressive there, murdering Friedrich there. So bit dicey here for Angreifen. Good push there by Jimmy. Completely blindsided Angreifen. Got the ambulance away for him. MD-34 there for Angreifen as well. Tank part 1 on this cover in the east, heading west with Lieutenant. Tank traps up himself. Still no doctrine though for Jimmy. Still no doctrine. Tank traps up there. Fix up the 2-1. No mechanized command post yet, and no summon. Oh, there we go. Got the mechanized command post on the way. Panzer check on the Sturm Pioneer, of course, increases the overall amount of anti-tank firepower he can bring to bear against the Stuart light tank, plus any other armour that Jim may decide he needs on the battlefield, which obviously is going to be some tanks at some point. Full something about here for Angreifen. Mechanized upgrade there to the battle headquarters done, opening up for the assault rifles amongst other things, plus Panzerfausts. Jimmy has also reached third spars pretty aggressively, thumbs up there. An excellent upgrade for the rifle, gives them a significant firepower boost against German infantry. On the moving up close, at mid range to long range, not so much, but as the Americans looking to typically get closer, like hit them from an angle they're not expecting, at which point having, say, a bunch of Bastion riflemen can really leverage in their assault quite well. Coming down the tank traps, trying to destroy them. Also being swarmed by the 2 rifle squads with their bars, and there we go, quick retreat here. So without any assault rifles, the chance of holding that up is pretty slim. 2-1 there, getting the upgrade to the command version there, the 223. Also got an MD-35 flank by very good there. We've got a flank here by the Stuart light tank. Sturm Pioneer are basing in the west. Quickly having on like Kenny from the MD-34, 223 there. Trying to get his sorry ass out of this, otherwise my situation is Jimmy is pushing in half that Stuart light tank. Sturm Pioneer is treating as well here, full right here from the centre west by Angreifen. Great push there for Jimmy, and of course no damage done to the Stuart whatsoever, so this couldn't get much better here for Jimmy, except like, you know, he just destroyed everything Angreifen had. Nothing further on the basic, and of course upgrade his men soon more with more BARs. And we do get a 5th car there to help deal with Angreifen's infantry and his light vehicles. 2-1 they're going, or 2-3 actually going for the route squad there. 10 kills there, forcing a retreat, and these 2 then engaging the full companies, need the anti-tank weapons over there. Should definitely also think send in the Sturm Pioneer to assist, but they're moving up to assist the 2-3. And I think getting the most guns in the Stuart light tank would be the best for Angreifen. The centre get pushing forwards here, Reisens holding up, push back here, as Angreifen launches himself forward, undeterred. Trying to catch the Stuart there is quickly stopped, and the Kemov will have to retreat as well. So a lot of action here, and we get the 5th kill for Jimmy. Still no doctrinal for Jimmy. He remains very much non-doctrinal. 2-3 here going for Ralph squad, tearing into them. Pop a Brandhand grenade. So going for the MG34, or the 223, MG34 to bypass, the cannon nearby. There we go, great hit. And also at this range, in this situation, I kept actually out the Stuart, but there you go. We do get a quick clever maneuver here with Jimmy avoiding possible death there. Though we do have the Fulks, because they will likely try and take a pass so they can catch the Stuart and retreat path here with the Panther first. Good shot there by Angreifen. Again, this is also where the Sturmpanier is, where the Panther strike could be handy. It does look like the Stuart does, fortunately for Jimmy, but unfortunately for Angreifen, evade the Fulks entirely. And you're feeling the right squad here by the eastern point. Something got sent flying there, though I have no idea what. Just saw a shadow projected onto the ground. Back at base here for Jimmy. Not much else going on here. No sign of a doctrine yet. Ralph got pushed off the eastern fuel. Fixing up the 223. We got 409 versus 449 so far. Jimmy's, I think, sort of managed to pull ahead there thanks to the sort of light tank versus Angreifen, and Angreifen has just struggled to shut that down Stuart that really fast. Check on the way there for Angreifen. The Schwerer Wehrmachtschlepper will be set up for the Schwerer Panzerhauptquartier. Right here from these, but the Ralph Court there. We got 1 kill, veterans 1 there. Truck almost done. You should shoot the cannon there for there. Got more Fulks with the Assault Rifle Knight plus that 223. Gotta go for an attempt right in the Fulks squad, and I think there's a good chance due to the bar, but also the lieutenant with his Thompson there. Oh, the lieutenant actually died still. Getting good hits in there. Paying for the Angreifen, losing a Fulks squad here while he's yet to land any wipes on Jimmy. 2-3, the gains, veteran free. And pushing the Rifle around the preventing from trying popping off the anti-tank rifle, can also give them more damage, chance of damage. There you go, damage engine again. Fighting for the eastern victory point there. Truck gonna set up here. Sturm Pioneers are back at base. Looks like he could be planning to go for some orbits on the hit for oppression. Jimmy's infantry, that could work out. And major out here for Jimmy. That's going to be a major move there for some bigger tanks versus the Krauts. Truck shit to set up there. 2-3 is being fixed up and is halfway towards Veterancy 4. And then there's Veterancy 5. 16 killed so far. Will he set it up on the point here to give himself more resources? Will he continue to use it to pressure Jimmy across? He's gone for a 50 cal there, but still no doctrine. The long concern it takes them more like thinking, I mean, any of the 3 could still happen there for varying reasons. Are these 2 for like the Calliopes or this one for the EC8? So I do feel like arguably he could have benefited a bit from some doctrinal choices sooner. Of course, it is possible that Jimmy's still wrestling with the how to, like, so say, deal with the potential Sturm he got from Angreifen, still like trying to figure out which strategy does he want to go to like counter it. Because I do imagine it weighs heavily here on Jimmy. Go. It's 18 kills. Again, the Veteran 3 gives it more accuracy at a Veteran 3, 2-1 or 2-3 is actually quite lethal versus infantry. Sturmpin pushing forward here. Could get off a hit. Rocket hit on the Stuart. If they remember to shoot at it. There we go. Good hit. Veterans 1 gained. But basically surrounded, except for the retreat path. The Sturmpines have to get the hell out of there. We do get orbits on Angreifen. The Schwer Punch Quarters is also been authorized. Thumbs up there. But the fuel situation remains, I think, firmly in the grasp here of Jimmy. Freedom and democracy. To fix up the... getting those orbits on the way here. Maybe they're being focused on by the Volkskommandiers. 19 kills on the 2-3 in there. Got to call in like heading for positions. Volks being swarmed. Just big push there. Again, the lack of machine guns overall there, I think. And I think the overall extended each of Angreifen makes these just like push through with some big infantry pushes there. Orbs on there caught routed. Reinhardt going out the infantry. Angreifen wants that fuel point. There we go, 2 squads retreating. Veteran 4 there, which technically allows it to lay down Regal mines, except I think that's only the 2-1 much upgrade here. Apparently you lose the 2-3, or it's a bug. I just stopped showing it here, I don't know actually. I don't use elite armor a lot. Storming about here. 20 kills. I mean, that 2-3 though, no matter what, was easily on itself in by now. I mean, 20 kills on an armored kind of like upgrade is, I think, great value. But now we go. Stu's about to take it out here. Sturm Pioneers might be able to take it out here. Can he get away? Can he get away? Looks like it, looks like it! Oh, Jesus. Jimmy is trying to play around here, Angreifen. Ralph's got pushed back. Sturm's going to pop into the building, and that's going to be understood. Light tank! Yep! And he gets salvaged. That's actually pretty good there. Van Gogh, of course, going to be hit by a medium tank, but still at least remove the bloody, light tank from his current predicament. They definitely want some more troops in the east to assist. They need to get that 2 to 3 fixed up. So we'll have to see what Jimmy's planning. The fact he's not yet going for a show or anything like that definitely has me thinking he might be planning a rifle company in the east after all. First quality, but the 5th on the west needs to go for a deeper flank here, get something else to deal with it. Sturm quality with Ralph scored. 2 to 3 they need to get out of there as well. 20 kills, pop smoke. Sherman away there for Jimmy, so it might actually be urban assault after all. Bit counter push here. Embittered for got maneuvered. Got the Sorbs on front move here. 2 to 3, very, very close to the ace a little here, but the 5th cal is definitely a problem on the west here. Van Gogh forced to fall back. Center's also got one cover there. More orbs on Van Gogh, that's going to leverage his elite infantry fairly aggressively here versus Jimmy, who continues to be without a doctrine. Catch Ralph squad with the orbs inside the building. Firing out there. You know, well, normally these buildings have only one wind fire, but with the fact that this has been blown out, that there's actually more firing spots from up from the infantry. It's kind of a feature of Camp Hughes, but is rarely easily utilized by our player because, again, creating like these massive gaps is pretty bloody well difficult. But yeah, it's theoretically something. For example, I remember them, talking about like the early days of Camp Hughes and so on. Like, you can blow holes in buildings to create more spots for him to fire out. Great, just how do I do it consistently without knocking the building out itself? But little fun sort of technical detail there. That will, again, in most cases, never really apply to like 99.9 of your matches. Another big push here with Infinite. Again, another blob here from Jimmy, or at least a swarm. Also up to the female in there. Go Sherman a little hit. He's got the Kevs on to deal with it, but the Kevs are moving away there. And there go Ace armored car. And the Kevs are basically extend it. And for Kekmar's scored, he also moving in as well there. Sturm Pioneer landing another hit, and the Sherman almost got down to half health. The Sherman is struggling with it. There, got half the squad gone now. Ralph got pushed off from the fuel pump, but there's still the Lieutenant, which is 2 to 3. Cannot easily deal with. Needs to get the ops on to deal with that. And the west side, there we go. Deep flank here looking to up into the 5th cut, but it's not there at all. He's already pulled it back, but still there's 2 squads there to send packing at least. Other ops on squad being moved out, I think a bit too fast here. Getting Amy 5th on the 250 with the Lieutenant. There we go. Bazooka shoots and hits the ground instead. Instead of anything else. We've got 150,449. Angreifen really badly to jank out soon here. Kenny could go for the Sturm Tiger, but I think a Panther model game might be more ideal. We'll see. Also, no light machine gun. Still the Lieutenant is sent packing. Bun grenade though. Not enough there. Still got 1 kill, I suppose. Still that Ace 223. If you can lay down regal mines, I do think you should, since if you can immobilize a Sherman tank, that could be pretty good for Angreifen. There you're going for the 5th caliber with the Ace armored car crew. Also being hammered the 5th caliber Ralph squad. And there you go, we do get the Panzerkampfwagen 4 as von Gjord here for Angreifen. They're going for the Sturmtiger, at least not right away. Some players would try and go for it, but some don't fault them for not. Then again, we could see him just cancel it after a certain point and just go for the Sturmtiger after all. We'll have to see. 22 kills, 74 there, saving the day sort of again. But there we go, do get an anti-tank rifle grenade, slung it down, Pantherform is done here. There we go, Sherman going for the Sturm Ponies in the west. No heavy cover there. Looks like he's going to point neutral before treating them. Oh, he doesn't even get the point around the neutral. Needs to treat them now, there's Wigsug. Meanwhile, flank here, caught with the 5th cal. Empty fit for me to assist with that. Ralph scoring from the other side. Angreifen there is just in a really awkward spot here. But there you go. Forces the 5th cal to retreat there. We got 114 to 149. Panther 4 has arrived for Deutschland and adding the Panzer Commander. Thumbs up. 2 to 3 all setting up here. Just become more resources now. Can't fault him for that. Cannot fault him for that. Sherman eastwards there. Ooh, could flank that Sherman with the Kevin to deal with it. Even the Panther 4 could be a problem here. Of course, if he does, he's got that Panther 4 to assist there. Comes rhyming, and I think he spotted that's just point back to Shen already. Panzer IV, the good deal with Ralph scored here, but no dealing with a big infantry push up for the centre. Need supporting troops there. Orbside and Barway should get into heavy cover, by the way, there. Ends up retreating now. Clearly a bit cautious here. Machinery positioning. Still with the Panzer IV. Angreifen has a pretty potent tool to like swing the game more aggressively back here versus Jimmy. And Jimmy's sort of lack of getting more decisive strategy, I feel like is starting to slowly hamper a bit here versus Angreifen now. Like, is it going to be Rifle Company EC8s, which again are pretty good? Is it just going to be bolts of blade upgrades, Calliopes, light machine guns? Like, what is Jimmy planning here versus Angreifen? How does he envision victory, besides just going, I'm like Patton, and somehow hoping that by repeating enough he just wins? Because I'm fairly certain that is how some American players actually think they can win. I'm like Patton. Quiet down, Charles. But I'm like Patton. I said quiet down, Charles. Oh, no more Mountain Dew for you. Sorry. West side he caught with that 50 cal again. He's really leveraging well. We've got another machine gun here though. I'm thinking he needs more machine guns as well. Lieutenant push for decent victory point. Beers there being absolutely mauled out in the opening by Angreifen forces. Pushing for the western pointy, and there we go. All of a sudden machine guns setting out there for Angreifen. Going the eastern point there. Jackson tanks one there for Jimmy. The M36. Turn there getting sniped. Falls out. At range as the bars just are a bit, not well suited. Plus the addition of the shell makes things more difficult for Angreifen. The Kevin is also getting mowed down here by infantry. Got the orbs on the ramming here though with their own LMGs. Plus a heavy machine gun team. The West 73rd coming up against the 50 cal. So much going on here. So much action. Jackson's almost done here. Eastern field then grab that could win the Panther try and deal with the lieutenant there. Back here reinforcing healing. And the Tudor fleet just continues to provide Angreifen with a slightly steady extra income there. $75 points safe for Angreifen versus Jamie's 413. Panther 4 winning repairs. You can soon go for another one. There you go, tank strike for Jimmy. But the continued absence of a doctrine remains a bit striking. There you go, Panther to assist here with the lieutenant. In the centre, he's shown up news and they switching right from the east towards the centre, hoping the Angreifen tank weapons are not there. In fact, they are not. They're back at base. There we go, Lieutenant's unpacking. Get 50 cal here, proving to be a nuisance orb. There you go, folks. Managed to use one squad as a bait to close into heavy cover there. Popping Van Grenade, very good. There's still the Shim D when they send orbs and they even need to pop a grenade here. Blend cover could actually be quite effective as well there. Oh dear, folks, on the wrong unit. The right squad's allowed to close in and wipe out the Orbison squad almost on the double bars. Really highlighting just double bars is a great upgrade for Ralph squad, but it can really allow them to do some incredible damage. Fast see there, getting wiped there. Do not sleep on double bars in a rifle, and I feel like a lot of American players tend to slightly neglect that. Angreifen, they're suffering intense pressure. We do get now Orbison with double LMG 34s, which is definitely a lot of firepower as well. But he is forced to retreat again. Soon go for another Panther 4 here. Again, he could try and go for the Sturmtiger, help use that to try and blast his way through Jimmy's infantry. But he does go for another Panther 4. The problem here, of course, in trying to stall for a Sturmtiger is just like he needs more pressure now. And even the Sturmtiger isn't like that much more expensive. It might still prove to be too much here than Angreifen can actually like afford to in terms of victory points.
We're losing a capture point. Ready.
Scott here for Jamie, interesting, but still no doctrine. At this point, you kind of think you just go for the Calliope instead of the Scott, but like, it's not like the Scott is bad. It's just the Calliope typically tends to be flashier. I'm like Patton, and Patton likes rockets, I think. What did I just say, chat? Sorry. Shem on the west side, second Panther already here for Angreifen. Scott almost done. Mine's going off. Angreifen sehr good.
75mm gun carrier ready.
Pushing in with the Panther on the Raketenwerfer against the Western Shem. 5th car, they're being hammered in the centre push with altering lines to make sure you see forming there. Almost getting wiped. Jackson up with the Panther 4 down to less than half health. Bun grenade off. I think the bun grenade should have been popping up the echelons. But there you go, push back the troops on the west. The Angreifen definitely a lot more formidable now with 2 Panther 4s here versus Jimmy. With the Scott up, I mean, Jimmy does like a bit more like concentrated firepower versus these Panther 4s. Plus, the Raketenwerfer is still there. Even though like Angreifen have not been making great use of them, there's still like a threat here that could cause Jimmy problems there. So he really, I think, needs to consider adopting it soon. The Raketenwerfer, the opposite on the west side, Panther moving up. They're catching the Scott there. Raketenwerfer, that's going to be the end of it. That'll be the end of the Scott here. No great Scott there, just great balls of fire.
Armour here.
Show rushing in there, you get the Panther 4, the Steel Pioneers in there. Keep still without a doctrine. Panther 4 arrives, shoots, whiffs. Storm here around, there you go. Oh, they also whiff. Really lucky Sherman there, but there you go. Panther 4 lands a hit. 13 kills on the Panzerkampfwagen 4, 14 kills. Second Panther 4 rhyming here. 5th cal, they're putting to a problem. More Orbs on to avoid since he lost another Orbs on squad here. Quite painful there for Angreifen, they're great for Jimmy. Ralph squad almost wiped out. Veterans 1 gained. What's moving in here, flanking in. Jackson shoots and whiffs. Another hit there. And that could be another wipe here. Again, the double bars just proving to be an excellent upgrade here for Jimmy's infantry. Amilly Fields doing what it can slow down here. Jimmy's advance. East side, though, looks to be losing out here. Jimmy continues to be without doctrine. Options to attend up close. Ralph's got routed under intense murderous fire from the Panther 4s. And there you go, finally a doctrine chosen his tactical support, opening up for strafing runs, reconnaissance, half tracks, specifically them 5, light machine guns, and of course the Calliope. And at this point, a P-47 strafing run could definitely make it much harder for Angreifen to like form up an effective defense, in particular things as close as they already are. They're coming in there. Jackson moving in, gets credit on the Panther 4. Other Panther 4 could try and rush in to maybe deal with it. Need to get those support weapons moving in as well there. And there you go, we do get the P-47 strafing on the 50, on the MD-34. Quite a bit of damage there. 55 is 294. And there you go, Calliope added for some more intense artillery here from Jimmy. Freedom and democracy. Picks up the Panther 4. And go Calliope barrage. Fairly extensive range here, so not as accurate, but clearly doesn't need to do that. Just needs like disrupt Angreifen defenses here for long enough to push through with. Raketenwerfers, not quite so, but there you go. Good hits. Jackson down a half health, 50 cal clear out there on the victory point. But there he goes, losing control of the other victory points and the eastern fuel point here. Need to be a bit faster. Rifle being more, but the rifle again, double pass up close is just very powerful. Really powerful, just can annihilate the infantry. Mine goes off the King more rifle, needs to get those victory points. Schnell, oh no, he's forgetting about the Western one. He's not forgetting about the Western one. Ach, my God. Got the orbs on rushing in, the Panther 4s, the counter assist, they're both damaged. He's moving on the Kevin towards the Western one at least, but 51 here versus 287. Using the self-repair ability on the Panther 4s, very good. He could try and go for a Sturmtiger soon. He does almost have the fuel and manpower now, though. Again, a third Panther 4 may honestly just end up doing a bit more, but at the same time, the Sturmtiger could maybe just allow sufficient, like, you know, big bang for them to, like, you know, maybe just shock Jimmy for long enough to, like, make some better engagements work out for him. Pushing for less from victory point, Panther 4 nearby might be able to deal with it, but if he's too focused on other points, he could end up overlooking this. At which point, this could become a very quick win for Jimmy now. Sturm Punch rushing like Kevin up, just contesting until they get the Sturm Punies on the point. Should pop a concussor grenade. There we go. With that, he's pushing out cover line on the Panther 4 getting hits, but there you go. Jackson arrives. Good hit on the Panther 4. Eventually to the game on the Panther 4. Moving steady up in the center, but with that smoke, that's going to be pretty difficult to take off head on. This is where some light infantry guns would be actually excellent investment here for Angreifen. Lieutenant almost taken out, but does survive. Ralph's coming to contest the point. Andy third forward change it. Could pop incendiary on pistol rounds. Panther 4 shoots swifts. And there you go, another climate barrage here. Jimmy shattering the ground, and more importantly, Germans above the ground there. Machine gun annihilated. Great kill there for Jimmy. Panther 4 is taking some light damage from the anti-tank rifle grenades. Western point being seized here, but Kemba holding back. Damage into that Panzer compound. The excellent hit. We got 27 kills on it. Rather men bleeding out. Another hit there on the Panther 4. 28 kills. Orbs on getting mentions 3 kills there. Both Panther 4s, they've definitely seen better days. Destroying the MD-34. We got 29 versus 287. Kevin landing great hit on the Sherman, but he needs more than great hits. He needs amazing hits. Straight into the 50 cal there. Sneaking in with the Sturm Pioneers from the west. 25 points left here. Kevin landing a hit there, but still the 50 cal to deal with it. The one has already been abandoned. And we got the Sturm Pioneers arriving, but there's the Collide Hex got the kill with its collection machine. Plus, we got the Life Squad and Lieutenant with bars as well. And the Sturm Pioneer almost wiped out here. Rushing again forwards with the MD-34. Angreifen throwing all caution to the winner there. Goes strafing, run on top of the 5th gun, everything else here on the center victory point as he's pushing the worst one. We got the Panther 4 being rushed in to deal with that. Machine gun there, pinned down and wiped. Lieutenant Charles on there. Go Jackson running into pressure the Panther 4 here by the western victory point. Lieutenant's down to 2 men. We got 16 points left here. Moving in here. It's just absolute sheer brutality between Angreifen and Jimmy. If Angreifen could just somehow, like, you know, survive this, he could technically pull through to win. But he's just taking so many beatings. Of course, the question is, if really shouldn't have just gone for a Panther, and I think the answer to that is actually yes at this stage. Just trying to hope for the Sturm team here is proving to be not great. Just not enough firepower fast enough. There you go, lost one Panther 4. And with that, it's GG, I think. Yeah, it looks like he's actually left it because there's not reacting here at this point. So, again, it's one of those cases where he's left the match. But, again, it takes the game a bit to realise. So, GG, game over. A victory here for Jimmy. A brutal match here on Amilly Fields. I think one of my favourite maps currently here in the game. Overall, again, nice match. Angreifen, I think, was curtailed, but just a very flexible, fluid player. And the fact is, Kevin was just too slow to catch up. This is one of those matches where he might actually benefit more from a mechanized regiment, and the Puma that way could actually, you know, use the field much more aggressively and actively as the overall commander rest would have made it much harder for, like, Jimmy to get, like, any early control with the Stuart light tank, because the Kevin might notice again just struggle to catch up with it. If that, or maybe actually going for more Sturm Pioneers with Panzer Strikes, like, again, that way hunted down. Like, there's a few options here for Jimmy of Angreifen, but ultimately it just ended up being, I think, shut out of the match fairly efficiently by Jimmy. I think he also failed to react to some of Jimmy's stuff, like bringing artillery, been great there for Angreifen as well. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this match. I learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. Tell your friends, tell your family, but tell me. This is Imperial Links. Cheers. Thank you for watching. Till tomorrow again for another episode. Bye.